Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Taheer, Daya, and I am your host of TDOT'S Talent. The reason why I do say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening is simply because I do not know what time you're watching the show at. Ladies and gentlemen, today we've got an amazing, talented guest. Of course, it is TDOT'S Talent after all. Our guest today is completely versatile when it comes to his talent skills. You know what? Let me just show you. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'd love to present to you, for today's episode of TDOT'S Talent, Chet. Hey, Chet, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, see, good to be here.
Yes,
Thanks for having me.
It's so good to have you here. Definitely. I was telling a few people actually, I'm looking forward to having you on the show without even knowing that you were even being willing to coming on the show.
Oh man, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
The pleasure is definitely all mine, Chet. I absolutely love it. And you know, Chet, you're a very talented individual, and that's the main reason why I wanted to have you on the show, is to let other people out there know how far talent can take you if you fulfill your dreams or even chase your dreams. There's so much that we have to talk about today in that aspect of things, Chet. One of them being, we'll start off with music productions, for example. Right? You've been really, really good when it's come to making music. So you used to do it. It's not something you do anymore. Is that correct?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I started off with music production.
Yep.
Sort of fell into it by accident. Something I found myself enjoy doing.
Of course, yeah.
Produce hip hop music for different artists growing up in Mississauga and in Toronto. But time is tough, man. It's tough to put aside time for everything you're passionate about.
That's true.
And especially nowadays where I find myself being pulled more towards visual arts. I have less and less time for this in my life, which is unfortunate because music does fulfill my soul in a way that art doesn't necessarily.
And that's true. I think music it fulfills a lot of our souls, right? As we're only human, and as a human being, music just hearing it alone fulfills us. But creating it, on the other hand, must fulfill you even more so, because you get to hear the product that you've created. You get to hear what it is that you've sort of imagined to begin with, and then make more of it, right?
That's true.
Make a product of it.
Here's another thing about music that doesn't necessarily translate to other forms of art is,
yes,
you ask anyone, what's your favorite song? Everyone's got 2, 3, 4 ready in their holster to pull out for you.
True.
And that changes at different times depending on how you feel, what's going on in your life.
Yep. Depends on the time.
Absolutely.
That's true.
You ask someone, what's your favorite photograph? What's your favorite painting? That's not necessarily the case. That seems like more of a niche preference.
Absolutely. Yeah, because if you were to go to somebody and say, hey, who's your favorite artist when it comes to painting? Is it going to be Van Gogh, Monet, Leonardo DiCaprio?
I mean, how many artists can people even name off the top of their head? But you ask people, who's your favorite musician? Who's your favorite musical artist? Mm-hmm. You can name hundreds. Just like that, just start naming
so many.
So, all I'm saying is I think music has a bigger impact on people's lives these days.
Yes.
On average, than other forms of art.
I absolutely agree. And you know what? A lot of the times, and nowadays the thing is, music is kind of obsolete because you can find music everywhere. But yes, you have to purchase music in order to make sure that your soul is complete with the music that you're purchasing, because sometimes music helps complete that little emptiness in your soul. With you doing production when it comes to music, you're creating beats, you're creating instrumentals, and you're creating amazing music that helps that soulfulness. You know what I mean? It helps.
Sure.
It helps sort of. It helps people enjoy life. It helps people recognize life, and then they also want to come on to your music and do tracks.
Well, that's when I think it becomes music on its own. Rap beats or hip hop instrumentals, however you want to define it.
Yeah,
I don't think that they're necessarily complete, right? It's a layer waiting for an artist to collaborate with to come on and then spit onto.
Yes,
and then you have a song to share.
Yes,
on its own, it's just it's one layer of that.
Okay.
And I think I got into music to. I don't know, there was something I really enjoyed about it, but it's not something I can necessarily work on my own as a solitary piece of art.
Yes. Have you collaborated with people before?
I actually collaborated with a good friend of yours and a previous guest, Low-Key Free.
Yes, Low-Key Free. You produced Low-Key Free, the album for Low-Key Free. An amazing production. Again, the music was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Loki came in really heavy on that. Amazing with his freestyles as well. What else? Who else have you collaborated with?
More so in high school. It's a lot of unknown people.
Okay.
And this and that. But that's the thing. I sort of got into it as something that I enjoy doing on my own. It's like an escape for me.
Right.
That's what ultimately art is for me. It's an escape from reality, whatever it is.
Yes.
And I mean, I find
it puts you sort of in a realm where you're just on your own kind of thing.
Where you block out every external sort of like distraction or whatever it is.
Yes.
And I don't know, I find there's other pieces of art that I could, be ready to do at any moment, at any time.
Fair enough, yeah.
With visual arts, so I tended to drift more towards that.
Okay,
in this day and age.
That's cool. And so visual arts, yes, and what I mentioned that earlier. So when it comes to the visual arts aspect of things, so first of all, with the music production, I've heard your music, I've heard your instrumentals, I've heard the beats that you've made, absolutely incredible. When it does come to visual arts, which is what I was going to bring up next, amazing, because you're so intertwined within the visual arts concept of things. And what I mean by that is you paint. I mean, you're an artist in that sense. You can sketch with a pencil, and that's just the beginning of the visual arts aspect of things that you do. You take amazing pictures when it comes to photography, which we'll get into a little bit later. Yeah. And you also deal with a lot of motion picture aspect of things, which we'll also get into later. Right now, I want to talk a little bit about your paintings.
Right.
You've got a few paintings out there, and I want to give a few shout outs to your paintings, if you don't mind. So one of them is called, I remember going over to your place one time, and I seen you. It wasn't completed at the time, but I did see you sort of working on this painting.
Yeah.
And it's called Miss
Piggy?
Miss Piggy.
Correct.
Yeah, I loved that painting. Absolutely wonderful work of art.
Thank you.
In fact, here, let's just take a quick look at the painting right here. Let's take a quick look at the painting. Totally cool, man. I love it. What made you make this painting? What made you want to make this painting, sort of thing?
It's weird, man. I'm always trying to create and make new things to look at. I don't know if I can give you an answer in terms of what made me make this the way it is right now.
Fair enough.
I always approach a canvas or a piece of paper, whether it's a sketch or whatever my mediums and tools are, with the essence of just, okay, for example, this is my approach to visual arts. Okay. When you're talking to someone, you don't necessarily go up to them and just have an idea of, this is what I'm going to talk about. I'm talking casually.
Yes.
This is what I'm going to talk about. This is what I'm going to get into. I just sort of go at it, and whatever sort of subconscious comes out a lot of the times. And that's my approach with it. I don't think too much about this is what I'm set on creating.
So when you were sort of painting the painting of Miss Piggy, here it is again. Totally awesome. When you were painting that painting, you were thinking whatever it is you were thinking, but it made you it inspired you to say, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and paint this thing, this thing that just came to me, this image that sort of just came to me. Yeah.
Well, it grew over time. I mean, I started off with that big canvas, and this was one of the biggest pieces I had done. It's about, I don't know how I describe it. It was a big piece. It was, at that time, the biggest piece I had undertaken.
Okay.
And it started off as a portrait, which is the genre of, I enjoy painting people.
Yes.
Whether it's, I guess with all my art, photography, painting.
You've taken pictures of me too, yeah, for sure, yeah.
I mean, there's something about it. I like capturing someone's image or their soul or what's inside with an image and let that sort of, let us get into their head, into their heart, whatever it is.
I remember, sorry to interrupt, I remember one time walking with Chet downtown one time, and he asked a random person if it's actually quite a few random people if it's okay if he takes their pictures, and that totally coincides with what you're saying, because you love taking pictures of people.
Yeah,
that's cool, man. And is it because of the well, obviously it's because of the interaction, but what is it about the interaction after you take the picture? Is it like, tell me a little bit about that, like, you know what I mean?
You know what it is? I mean, which And with photography, at least
Yes.
speaking with that, my tool is my camera,
Right.
and my lens, and that is my way of exploring the world around me.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you talk to someone, you can only explore them, their brain, whatever's inside their soul with words.
That's cool. Yeah.
So that's one way of exploring something.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's something that you do. That's your art, or the way you're passionate.
That's exactly what I do as well. Yeah, it's true.
Right?
Yeah,
And
for sure.
for me, it's not necessarily the language of words that lets me explore people. It's more visuals.
Yes.
How someone's standing, how they're stood, how they're posing, their body language. That is more so my language.
That's cool,
Right?
man.
So, I mean, with people, I like, if I see someone and something sparks in me, and oftentimes I don't know what it is. It's just something that makes me stop and look twice.
Okay.
Right?
Fair
Whether it's someone just walking down the street, or someone doing something strange, or something completely normal.
Right.
In a way that makes me stop for a second.
If somebody's body language says something to you that sort of calls to you, you'll go ahead and be like, hey, is it okay if I
Absolutely.
snap a
And
picture?
sometimes I want to be candid and take their photo without them knowing. It depends on what it is about them that, sparks an interest in me.
Yeah.
But that's sort of how, photography is my way of exploring the people and the world around me.
Cool.
And in hopes that I can share that feeling
I love
with
it,
other
man.
people.
I love it. When I used to have a BlackBerry, ladies and gentlemen, and I recently purchased a new phone. And the new phone that I purchased has a way better camera than like all of the phones out there. It's not a Samsung. It's not an iPhone. It's another phone, but it's got a really sweet camera on it. And I started taking pictures off of that as well, and I loved it.
Anyways, just on that subject, sorry,
yes, please.
before we move on,
please.
that's something I'm really starting to get fascinated by. The fact that everyone is now carrying such a beautiful
camera
in their pocket
it's
at all
so
times.
true. It's so true.
My first thought about it when everyone wants to be a amateur photographer with their iPhone.
It's true.
At first, I thought it was just kind of weird. Who does everyone think they are? Just
just
I think that's an important fucking.
I agree with you 100%. And you know what? In fact, I've even got a couple of really awesome, more than a couple of really awesome pictures that I've taken with my phone.
Yeah.
That are quality grade. And you know what? It could be because of the filters, etc. It could be because I did use some filters in there, but the filters that I used weren't something to obscure the picture. It was more so to help tell what the picture is. In fact, I'll show you one right now. This one is of a streetcar in Toronto.
Yeah.
Check it out. What do you think of that picture?
I think it's interesting that you have this in your pocket. You can always pull it out and shoot something that inspires you or makes you, fuel something in you.
Yeah.
And you think about it this way. It doesn't matter what camera or tool or whatever you're using.
As long as you have the art and the skill to do it.
If the concept is decent, it'll get people's attention. I think it's important for people to pursue that.
True.
Look at it this way.
True.
Have you left a Raptor or Blue Jays game or whatever, been walking under or close to the ACC, and there's street drummers playing on the back of
I used to dance with those street drummers.
Dude, and they are using nothing but a couple of sticks and what
and
otherwise
buckets.
Buckets. What otherwise would be considered garbage, and they're making
something out of it. They're
making
music out of it. It's
and
perfect.
you listen to these guys as you're walking. Something is moving inside you, and they're using nothing. You compare that to like a beautiful drum kit or something, and it doesn't compare. But like the actual tools themselves, I don't think are important. If you can use whatever it is that's around you, use it to create beautiful shit. Absolutely. I think that's the important thing, man.
Absolutely.
100%. The tools do not make the artist.
And tools are a really cool thing because okay, look, birds use tools. Primates use tools.
Yeah.
We use tools. We have to, I'm not talking about all birds, but I'm talking about certain birds and even other animals. Look at anteaters. Like they use their tongue as a tool, but they know, or they'll use a stick and then pull it out, and then there's a bunch of ants on it.
Sure.
So we all use tools. For us here, as obviously as a human race or as human beings, having a tool where you can accentuate your talent and accentuate what it is you're all about, I think is really cool. And Chet, you do a very good job of it, for sure.
Speaking of that, we're the only animal that uses tools to express ourselves.
Yes, that is true.
Which is a wild
that is
idea.
True. Eh? That is true. Yeah, human beings we are animals. Of course, yeah, we are mammals. But at the same time, we're also very incredible creatures because, especially here in Toronto, we've got a lot of talent, we've got a lot of skill, and we've got a lot of talent, or skillful talent, I should say, where it combines. I think us as a human race combined would be amazing. Chet, I don't know if you know this, and ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this. I'm a very peaceful guy. For me, I wish that the world could just get together and just have a good time. No worries. Everybody just love one another. You'll see over time, and you know what? I'll probably do a dance at the end of this or something. I don't know, or maybe in the next show. But I'll definitely do a dance because I love to dance. But just feel good, be good to one another. We're only humans here on this world, and you know what? As animals, we are incredible. We are incredible beings. Yeah.
Yeah, we do some vicious shit. We do some vicious things every
It's
now
okay.
and then.
We do definitely.
But we also do some good things at the same time, man.
Yes, we do. We're only human.
Yeah.
Nobody is perfect. We only make mistakes, right? And we learn. Hopefully, we learn from our mistakes. Coming on to the paintings, there's another painting that I want to show right now. The first one that we did show was Miss Piggy. The second one I want to show is called Me and My Dog.
Yeah. So this one is I wouldn't call it a painting because it's not. This one is done on paper.
Okay.
With, if I'm just remembering right now what I used to do it was mostly pen, a big pen.
Okay.
Just whatever you get.
Like one, yeah. Oh,
not even that good, man. It was like straight up, you get them 10 for $2 or something like that.
Okay, I see what
Just
you're
that.
saying. Yes.
One of those and
Yes.
some colored markers, and I think that was it that I used to do that.
Wow.
And that one was interesting because that one I used. It started off as just a doodle. I remember in school I just doodle as I'm supposed to be listening to teachers talking, and I think really what it was my way of escaping school.
That's cool.
So
man.
I'm just like, I don't want to be there, so like I just take that moment.
We
to
never
escape.
liked school anyways.
No,
I mean, school sucks.
No, artists. I don't think
Stay in
artists
school,
do, or
but
anyone
still.
does.
Yes. No, you're right. You're right.
But I
stay
mean,
in school.
speaking of that, this piece was strictly a escape. It was. This one was weird. You know how people do free association writing?
Yes.
So where you take pen to paper,
yes.
and you just write whatever comes to mind. You don't think, you don't filter, just go.
whatever it is on paper. Yeah.
So that was my approach with this one, more so than any other piece, because at least with other paintings, I use references. This is an idea. I like where this is going. Let me pull some reference images to get some idea of how to approach this.
Yeah.
This one was not the case. I just straight up just kept going and adding. And when I was done, it ended up as a picture, I guess, of me or a representation of me.
Okay.
And a dog, a black dog, sitting beside me in this chair. Now, what was weird is this one is, this is why this piece has a place in my heart, is a few weeks after I finished this and it was all done, my family actually bought a black dog on a whim.
No
we bought
way.
a black lab retriever. And without any warning or, we're thinking about getting a dog, this and that, finished this, had a picture of me with a dog that looks close enough to a lab, and then, a week later, I have a dog in my life.
Really?
It was strange, man. It's very, very strange.
Wow.
I don't know. It might be
wow.
It's nothing else but a weird coincidence, but it's striking enough to stick with me up until this day.
That is awesome, man.
Really strange, though.
Picture, me and my dog.
Correct.
And I did here. In fact, here, take a look. Yeah, that was an awesome picture, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was totally cool. So me and my dog. Yeah, that was cool, man. There was another picture that I do want to show if you don't mind. It's called Woman in Red. Here, take a look at this. So, woman in red. Again, another awesome picture. Woman in red is. Tell me sort of again what inspired you to make this picture.
I mean, it's weird. What inspires me to make a picture generally on a baseline is when I just need to express myself.
Okay.
That's the bottom line.
Fair enough.
But this one in particular, how I approach this is one of my newer ones.
Okay.
And my approach with this one is not to get so caught up in the details of things. Just focus on form and getting it out there and getting to the next piece. That was an issue I used to have starting off with any form of art that I used to explore. Is I'd get so caught up in finessing that one piece to the point in my head where it reaches perfection.
Yes.
That it would prevent me from moving on to the next piece and
I
creating
completely understand
things.
exactly what you mean, man.
And that happens a lot to artists in general,
Of
right?
course.
Whether you're a musician or a dancer or whatever it is we're all striving for perfection.
You know, I mean, okay.
But before we move on, I think that's a wrong approach. I mean, sorry, that's not a wrong approach. I think we have to prevent ourselves from getting too far into that.
Yes. Because
this idea of perfection isn't real. I don't think anyone can really achieve that. I think it's wise to have that as something to strive towards, because that all helps us. That idea helps us improve, get better.
Yeah.
But we have to know, okay, this is good. I need to move on, get to the next piece.
Absolutely. And as we said earlier, I mean, nobody's perfect, so nobody can really achieve perfection, right? It doesn't work that way. You know, on the other hand, I do want to let you know, you yourself, when it comes to your music making or your music production rather, and when it comes to your paintings, so far, which is what we've talked about, I absolutely love it. Here, one more time. Here's Woman in Red. Take a look at that. So, Chet, there's another thing that's really cool. I love about it. You also do post some of them on your Instagram page as well, which we'll get to momentarily. But the one thing that I love is your pictures. I mean, you've got an awesome camera, which is great. Everybody can have an awesome camera, but it takes talent to know what kind of pictures to take. You do take a little bit of landscape here and there, but you also take a lot of sort of street pictures.
Yeah, street photography,
and as well as portraits. Not self portraits. Sorry, but portraits as well. Yeah.
I mean, look, I always have a camera, or I try to always have a camera on me. And as I'm, it's when I'm walking around in Toronto downtown, I'm traditionally walking around.
Yes.
So as I'm doing that, I have a bit more of a chance to look around and gauge and explore my surroundings, whether it's, walls that look a bit different. People stood looking, out of the ordinary.
Right.
Whether it's just standing in the middle of the street and looking down where we normally wouldn't stand. I'm always looking for new, interesting things to shoot and photograph, and sometimes they occur to me by accident.
Change of scenery sometimes is a good thing,
Absolutely.
man. Yeah, for sure. For me, I like taking photographs as well, and we were talking about it, and I showed you guys a couple of pictures earlier. But your pictures are really cool. The stuff that you've actually taken one really cool picture of me. I'm going to show it right now. Take a look. You've done a lot when it comes to, still pictures and stuff like that. You're absolutely incredible. What I do want to sort of get into is the motion picture aspect of things.
Yeah.
You do a lot when it comes to motion pictures. Yeah?
That's right. So this is my bread and butter. This is what pays the bills for me. This is what I get up for in the morning and do as a job. This is what my job is. I'm a cinematographer. I shoot music videos, I shoot commercials, I shoot short films, I shoot feature films.
Yes.
Recently I got involved shooting documentaries with Vice.
Awesome. Really? The TV show Vice?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they contract me out to shoot some projects with them.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Are you using your own equipment or are you using theirs?
No, I mean, depending on the project, I brought my own equipment. They have equipment that I pick and choose depending on the project.
Yeah.
And recently I shot a feature film, my first feature film, that is going to be premiering in Toronto, December 3rd.
I did not know this, ladies and gentlemen. Are you allowed to tell us the name?
For Vice?
For the feature film.
Yeah, it's called Dim the Fluorescence.
Dim the Fluorescence, okay.
Yeah, it's a project I worked on with the very talented director and writer, Daniel Worth. It's a comedy about basically two women who are good friends. They're aspiring actors. They're looking for their big break.
Yes.
The only gigs they tend to get are demonstrational videos in offices.
Okay.
For a group of people that don't really care.
Really?
So it's corporate demonstrations they put on. But since it's their only gigs, they pour their hearts into it.
Yeah. Because they're passionate about it. Yes.
But for an audience that doesn't care. Because if you're at work and someone comes in to give you a demonstration, you're not really engaged in that kind of thing.
That's true. So that again, that's called Dim the Fluorescence.
Dim the Fluorescence. So we just finished up.
I think you brought us a little clip, yeah?
Yeah, let's check the trailer.
Is it cool if we
do
show
it
right now?
Up, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's a little clip. Do you want to explain the little clip that you?
I mean, the clip. It's basically a trailer that shows. It's just a bunch of cool scenes or
cool.
shots from the movie. Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the clip.
We'd like to give you a little demonstration of some of the principles we've discussed here today. Enjoy.
Multi-Core Industries, this is Catherine speaking. How may I help you?
Frankly, I'm not sure that you can.
I'd like to announce that was great.
Really? I felt better about it in rehearsal.
Hello, this is a message for Audrey Green. Hi, Audrey. Thank you for auditioning for Dissident's Lament. Unfortunately...
How's your writing going?
I've got a new draft, and I think it addresses a lot of your concerns.
Great. I can't wait to read it.
You had a grant. Do you ever apply? I have all these commissions.
Susan? Oh, God, Susan!
Chet, that was an absolutely amazing trailer, man.
Thank you. I'm excited for it. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? So am I. I can't wait. When does it come out?
December 3rd, we're having a private screening. And
December 3rd?
December 3rd.
Okay.
And then officially it comes out depending on what festivals it gets into. We've applied to Tribeca, we've applied to Sundance, South by Southwest, and Cannes. So we'll see where it ends up, man.
That's awesome, man. I'm sure it'll end up pretty far.
Totally.
From what I've seen, totally cool, man.
Thank you, man. I have hope for the best for this.
Oh, likewise.
Yeah.
For sure. Definitely, likewise. Continuing along with the aspect of motion pictures, you also do music videos as well. Yeah?
Oh, I love doing music videos.
There's quite a few music videos that you filmed.
Yeah.
And seeing honestly, ladies and gentlemen, seeing the quality and the direction of his music videos, it is absolutely incredible in the sense of the quality is clean, the editing is clean, everything that you do, Chet, within the music videos. And you know what? If you don't mind, I'm going to name a few. I want to just show some clips.
Go for it.
I'm going to show you the first clip. You'll see exactly what I mean. This first clip is called Karen Valens.
Yeah, it's called the video. There's a song. It's first song called Karen by a band named Valens.
Yes. Okay, so it's a song called Karen by a band named Valens.
Correct.
Valens is spelled Vallens and / Karen. You can find this on YouTube, but I'm also going to show you a clip right now as well. Check it out. You guys have to check this. Okay, you have to check it out. Again, it's called Valens, VALLENS / Karen. You'll see it at the bottom right there. Check it out. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so I just wanted to preface before we get into this video that you had mentioned the editing is sweet, the direction is sweet on all these videos. I just want to give a shout out to, it's not just me who puts these videos together.
Right.
I photograph these images.
Right.
I have a team. And it's a collaborative project.
You're kind of the director, though, right?
I'm not. Look, the director works with the actors. He puts the concepts together. I come and I make these ideas a reality.
Okay.
With the tools of cameras and lights, my art is photographing these ideas.
Gotcha.
So that's a big misconception. I don't direct. I work with very talented directors.
I apologize for
no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a common misconception.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'll explain it this way. You have an idea. You want to shoot something. You have a story that you like, and you want to make this a reality.
Yes.
Right. You need someone who knows how to shoot this.
Yes.
Now there are directors that do shoot their own stuff, but you need to be so involved with the storytelling that you need to be working with the actors. with the people on camera.
Of course, yes.
And you have someone that you work with to capture whatever's going on. It's a different art, right?
Okay, I hear that. Okay, that's cool. So you basically form a team, and it's not just you, but it's everybody who collaborated in order to make
part of a
the
team,
product
and that's the big thing. You can't give credit to one person in any sort of like motion picture project, whether it's a music video, whether it's like a movie, a documentary. It is very collaborative.
That's true.
Right? It's like a basketball team. You can't just give, there might be someone who is taking a charge.
Yes.
And there may be a star of that, or someone who, a point guard on a basketball team.
By the way, basketball reference with me is the horriblest idea.
For those cats out there who I
don't know anything about sports, but I do get what you're saying.
Right.
You could be a point guard, you could be the team captain. It is what it is, but you just never know.
For sure.
But everybody collaborated together is what makes it happen.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
I'm the visual artist.
I want to just give you a quick shout out first. Okay, so you've got an Instagram account. It's called Chet 4 Days.
Chet 4 Days. CHET number 4 days.
CHET the number 4.
Or just like put it here or something.
Days.
Right here.
You'll see it at the bottom,
Right
at the bottom corner there somewhere, down there somewhere.
Right here.
Right there.
Right here.
There it is. You'll see it right there. Chet 4 Days. Now you've also got a website.
Yeah.
And it's also called Chet4Days.
Chetfordays.com. www.chetfordays.com. Spelled the same way. And you can put that also over here.
Right there?
Or over here.
Wherever you want. On the right side there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Before we move on, I just wanted to give a shout out to who I work with on these videos.
Please, go ahead. Go ahead.
The song Karen, I work with the very talented Allison Johnston.
Allison
Johnston.
Okay.
And she approached me with this idea about the video premise itself is about the world coming to an end.
Yes.
And a cult living in this weird sort of environment. They are all cut off from the world outside this house, and none of them really have an idea of what's going on. They don't have any access to the internet, to the news, to TV or anything like that. And one cult member gets this idea that the world's coming to an end. She finds out.
She finds out that the world's coming to an end.
That night. So she tries to basically tell or warn all the other people in the cult through a dance, through an interpretive dance or whatever. So that's the concept of this video if it goes over your head.
Wow, that's cool. And so that one again is called?
It's called Karen. It's for a song called Karen by the band Valens.
And so that's cool. And you shot the music video.
I shot that video, and it was directed by Allison Johnston.
I really do like that music video because it's almost like movie-like.
Yeah,
it's almost movie-like. You guys, check it out. You'll see the link at the bottom, or not the link, rather the description at the bottom. And I'll definitely also show you. You know what? I'll put a link at the bottom for the Karen video as well. So you guys have seen a clip of that. Sam Weber's Anybody. Is that right?
Yeah, Anybody's.
That's ANYBODY''S. That's cool. So you filmed that one as well.
This one I filmed with a cat who flew down from Vancouver named Daniel Code.
Cool. He flew down specifically just
to
shoot
correct.
the video.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the reason he did that is we were shooting with the two the two very, I don't know what you'd call them, the actors or whatnot, that would star in the infomercial or whatnot, Body Break. From when we were kids, man. You remember that Hal Johnson, Joanne McLeod?
Of course I do.
They decided they were interested in getting involved.
Body Break was the stuff.
Yo,
man.
It was
that
inspired
you.
Yo, it was sick. It was sick. How to eat right, how to stay
let's take a quick look at. Let's take a look. And you know what? You actually see him right away in this.
Right away.
Take a look.
Without his mustache.
The point is he's trying to...
Yeah, the concept of this video is Hal Johnston is trying to hunt down his mustache. This entire time.
So he's trying to hunt down his mustache. He's trying to get his mustache back.
Right on.
And I do remember during the show
of
Body Break, he had that mustache on all the time, for sure. Take a look, ladies and gentlemen.
Если я был бы ты, то я бы бежал. Беги. Беги!
So much sunshine in the day. Every time my baby goes away, there's only so many things that I can do to string along my lonely heart without her here. It wouldn't take me much. The picture is free, dancing with with some other body. It takes a lot for me to shake off all those feelings.
Totally awesome. I love how the guy's flapping. You know, the sort of.
Oh, absolutely.
It represents the mustache.
It looks like a bird at first.
He does look like a bird, like a big bird.
Totally.
But you know what? You get it afterwards. You
absolutely.
see you see it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you do check that one out. I'm glad you checked out the clip. There's another video that I wanna show as well. Another clip of a video rather. It's called Akira.
Yeah. So this is a video for an up and coming electronic musician in Toronto. He's really starting to blow up right now.
Okay.
Named Harrison.
His name is
Harrison. His like musician name. And this one I shot with my boy Charlie Terrell. This is my business partner and my homie. We put this project together a few years ago, and it was all shot in black and white. And the whole premise of this is to capture someone with a head that glows like a light bulb.
Wow.
So this one was, we had to figure out, we did a bunch of tests on how do we shoot this? How do we have someone walk around with their head like a light bulb?
Like a light bulb,
Like a light bulb. So we did some tests and we figured, this is something we do in special effects afterwards.
Right.
And in doing tests with that, it doesn't look very, convincing. Because we needed something to physically cast a light on the environment this person would walk around in. So we built a mask. We went to the artist, I took some photos of him, and I built a mask.
Of like a light bulb?
Of LEDs.
That's awesome.
Measured his head, and I modeled his head in 3D, and then built a mask, like a paper mache style mask, that connects from the front and back, kind of like Iron Man. And then I glued LEDs. I think we had over 300 LED strips.
No way.
Around his head, correct.
300?
Yeah, little like LEDs, but they come in strips. So we chopped them up and we put them all around the mask, and then I soldered them all together. And they connected down to 2 batteries that this guy would wear on a belt.
Wow.
So he put it on and plug it in, and he could just walk around and his head would glow. And this thing was bright.
That is
bright.
Cool,
it was like
man.
car headlights bright.
It's kind of like Tron, but
absolutely.
More brighter.
And cooler.
And cooler. That one was Akira, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah, cool. You guys
check it out.
Check it out. I want to show another little clip
of
Akira. Here's another clip of the light stuff. Totally awesome, man. I completely love it.
And this one, before we move on, this one had a very old school sort of vibe to it, very 80s kind of like look.
Yes.
Which is why we went with the black and white look. We have a lot of old school elements like VHS player, a record player, all this old school kind of stuff.
You setting the theme, you're setting the date.
Absolutely,
yes.
This era. Our artist, you see him with this mask on playing on a, I think SNES or Nintendo. I think it's Nintendo.
Was it Nintendo number 1?
It's the one that goes in from the front. Yeah, it was Nintendo.
With Duck Hunt?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
With the squirrel controller.
Do you remember Duck Hunt?
Yeah, dude, it was
How
sick.
awesome was
I
that?
hate that dog still.
Oh man,
I hate that dog still, man.
Yeah, me
he
too.
was ruthless.
Kept on going after those freaking frisbees or whatever, those discs. Yeah, no, that again, really cool music.
Oh, even a sweet DeLorean that we had out, the Back to the Future car.
In the music video.
In the music video, yeah.
Guys, you gotta check this out.
It was a nice whip.
That's totally cool. How did you get the DeLorean?
We got in touch with someone who, I think he had one or 2 or something like that.
He had 1 or 2?
Yeah, I can't remember what it
Wait.
He would collect cars, basically.
He
had 1 or 2 DeLoreans.
He had 1 or 2 DeLoreans?
That's right.
That is awesome.
Yo, in this car, it wasn't aluminum like the way,
got 1 or 2
Yeah, he
DeLoreans.
just like had them in his back pocket. And he came out, he was a sport about it, man.
Wow.
He dropped his car off for us and he stuck around. So we
Did he build them himself?
No, I don't know if I can't remember honestly. Man.
Okay,
I don't want to just
enough.
pull answers out of
No, for sure.
But no, he was a sport about it. So we had some great cool like visual elements that put this video together. One of my favorites still.
That's cool, man. I mean, if you got not 1 but 2 DeLoreans,
oh, you're doing something right.
Definitely doing something right. That's for sure. And there is also another thing that I wanted to mention as well. So you when it comes to Akira, again, really cool music video. You guys have seen it a couple times. There's another music video that I do want to show another clip.
Yeah.
It's called Only Yours / Different. You can find this one, I believe, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Here we go. Do you want to explain a little bit about this before we show the clip?
Yeah, I mean, I got approached by a random cat. I got an email from Trevor Bloomis. This is a very talented director. And he's got a team he works with, and he had a concept.
Just random.
Just out of the blue, man. People, I mean, that's the way it works in this industry.
That is the way it works.
People see your work, they feel like you can help.
Of
you
course.
bring a style, and they have a project going on that they want to marry that style with. They'll reach out, and there's times I reach out to a director I want to work with because I like his vision or her vision. And things come together that way, man. With artists, there is no job applications. There's no interview. It's like, yo, I like your work. Let's fucking collab.
It's very true.
And that's how things get done. So
this is what happened with the.
This is what happened. It's Only Yours for a song called Different.
And again, you did the music video for this.
Yeah, we shot this, and the whole theme of this was to encapsulate the feeling of summer. You know, it's very. We shot it on Canada Day, so it got wild. What we did is we threw a kegger on the roof of a sex shop.
Nice.
On Queen Street.
Wait, you threw a kegger on
right.
the roof of a
sex
shop?
Of a sex store, that's right.
Wow.
On Queen Street, and people showed up, and we just filmed this party, man.
You know what you call that? Sexy time.
Yo.
Well,
check it out. Yeah, no, this video's sick. I really did.
That's cool, man. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, let's take a look at Only Yours.
Meet me down in the streets tonight. We keep the bottle out of sight. The city looks off through rosy glass. And the night feels young, but it moves so fast. We ignited in a binding moment. You and me, we could be different.
Cool, eh?
That was totally amazing. Chet, wow, buddy.
Oh, yo, respect.
Absolutely love it, man.
Thank you.
Totally cool.
I appreciate that.
I love it. Totally cool. Chet, is it okay if we go on a little bit of a personal level with you?
Yeah, let's do it.
I always like to get a little bit personal, just so that people can know what kind of a person you are when it comes to the real life aspect of things. You're self-employed.
That's right.
So this is why throughout the show, Chet has been saying that him and his partner Charlie.
Yeah, I got a business partner that I run a business with in Toronto. So yeah, he's my business partner. He's my he helps me basically run this business.
Yes, that's cool, man. And his name is
Charlie Terrell. He and I shot the video for Akira, so we're in there. He's a director, and we started off this business with basically what we do. We're called the Gun Factory. We handle your shooting needs. So what we do is we facilitate gear rentals for other independent productions going on in the city.
When it comes to cameras, tripods, jibs.
Yeah, mostly on the lighting and grip side of things, but we have cameras, and we build a network of people that we work with.
If I wanted a jib, could it come to you?
Yeah, you can come to me, and if I don't have something I can facilitate for you, which I don't for a jib, I know people who do.
That's cool.
So that's the whole idea of this business, is to build a network of people that we're growing with.
That's awesome, man.
And hopefully we take the city over in terms of shooting.
Ladies and gentlemen, with his talent, he's definitely going to be able to. He knows what he's talking about. That's number one. Number two, you also use a lot of your products on set as well.
Absolutely.
I do have to ask you this because it is it's an awesome camera. It's an awesome piece of equipment. Red Epic. Have you ever dealt with the Red Epic?
Yeah, I've shot with that camera. I've shot with a wide variety of cameras, and you got to understand this about cameras is at the end of the day, I find a lot of people get so caught up with cameras. They hear, this Red Epic, oh, it's crazy. The Alexa, crazy. This new camera by Panasonic. This new camera by Sony is crazy. Look, at the end of the day, they're tools. And I think it's the wrong idea to get so caught up with the camera. How many times have you heard a carpenter getting so, wild out about a screwdriver? It's what you do with it.
That's true.
And
how do you utilize it?
And
even if the carpenter or the mechanic or whatever, if the screwdriver is done, he might just utilize a butter knife.
Whatever it is,
if you
have an idea, you want to create some art, it does not matter what you're using. For in terms of me, I work in this industry professionally, so I have to deliver a certain level of content.
Of course.
And that determines a lot of the time what tools I use.
Yes. Well, what do you think about the tool I'm using right now for more recording?
Dude, it gets the job done, right?
It definitely gets the job done, and it's HD, high definition,
There you go.
ladies and gentlemen. We couldn't find that in a long time ago. So going back to the self-employment aspect of things. So okay, here's the thing: you're a photographer, you're a cinematographer,
Correct.
And you also do the renting thing as well. Talk to me a little bit about the cinematography aspect of things. When you go into cinematography, what does that really entail?
You know, a director has ideas. I try and make those ideas a reality
visual.
through photographing.
A visual.
Now,
yeah.
you know, my visuals are also look good because of great team members I get to work with. I'm an art director, for example. A lot of times I photograph something, it looks great because I have a great wardrobe person I'm working with. You know, our
You gotta
actors
get
look
set
great.
director.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Or a art director who sets, this is what things are going to look like.
Yes.
Production designer, they decide this is the color palette we're going to paint this set with.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm photographing everyone's work, in essence.
Cool.
Right? And through a camera of motion, like that captures motion pictures.
Absolutely, yeah.
The actor's hard work, the director's hard work in terms of how he's going to set the scene up, a wardrobe stylist hard work, a production designer's hard work. All that comes together and I photograph it. And I basically do it in a way which I apply my style. I try and say something, I set the mood up with lights. And that's basically what I do in a nutshell, if that was like condensed enough.
That's cool, man. And you know what? Again, when it comes to what it is that you do,
yes,
it is really incredible
Oh,
work.
thank you.
You know, whether it comes to your music production, whether it comes to your painting, whether it comes to your pictures, you know, your still pictures.
That's right.
Or even your motion pictures,
Yes.
your direction, your editing.
Correct.
Which you used to deal with. Even your music videos that you film. You know, we've shown all of them already. I honestly think that you're an incredibly talented individual.
Hey, thank you.
And thank you for joining us today for TDOT'S Talent.
Right
Show. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I would love to present to you, and please make sure you check out his stuff. TDOT'S Talents, Chet. Thank you so much. Bless you.
Check it out,
Bless
Chet
you.
for Days.
Please do.
www.chetfordays.com.
www.chetfordays.com.
@chetfordays on Instagram.
We'll put it right there at the corner.
Sick.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to TDOT'S Talent.